Got ourselves team 1 together with Chill. Bill's back in the Frosty DK. I kind of miss the OG mod for Chills. I like this version, but I like the original one too. It looks so good. Diabolicals on this team as well as a Destro Warlock. We got ourselves Jutsi as an Affliction Warlock. You know what? I kind of like this set a lot. It's like very, very tame, but it's like a really nice chill. Legion said Chicago back in the team as an Elemental, I think. And Tradic as a Retribution Paladin versus Merlin. That's going to be a bit of the Crusade versus Crusade. Tradic playing defensive, having to go for wings. Does hold on to his shield defenders a little bit longer. Merlin pressing bubble really early. If Tradic can just kind of hang back a bit, just bubble later, he's trying to see if he can just deny the use of bubble as Merlin goes in for a human racial out of the stun. That's going to be lay on hands for Tradic. Shield defenders for Merlin. Tradic needs some kind of a defensive right now. Otherwise, the shield defenders plus the damage of Merlin with that Crusade, which was still rolling for a good bit, would have been a lot. Tradic does end up popping the bubble from a distance. Merlin's forbearance should be coming off cooldown, but not before Tradic taking him out. Lay on hands, hold on. Tradic, you just need one more hammer. Tradic just needs one more hammer to end this job. Tradic, it's a blessing of protection. It only protects you from physical damage. Does go in for a nice little veer around the middle pillar with a stun right after, with Rathix as a Dav Evoker up next, trying to see if he can shatter through Tradic with the route to follow. Got himself full mastery burst with a big fire breath. Eternity surge to follow. As long as he gets himself a couple of those living flames, he should be okay. Does get away from Tradic. Going for self-healing, has himself a second charge of wall in case he needs to, just trying to see if he can get himself some mobility. Should be able to pop the bubble with just a couple of disintegrates back to back. Tradic, his shield does go down. Rathix still has himself plenty of bursts. Try to go for a knock to get the paladin away from the pillar. Does go for the stun with a disintegrate around the corner. If he can get those disintegrates just to blast him while he can't reach you, that could be huge. Trying to go for a little bit of self-heal. Rathix not in a great place health-wise, but can go for quite a bit of recovery. Those disintegrates are massive. Man, it burnt out for Tradic. One more disintegrate, just a couple more hits, and that's plenty of beam damage while getting mobility. I love watching Dev Evoker PvP. We don't get to see a lot of them, but like the fact that they can move while casting, I feel it gives them such a unique like aspect of gameplay. It's kind of cool. Gotta be that Succubus trying to see if he can go for a bit of CC. Does not get to because the Shroud is up in Rathix. You can't control this man at all. You can maybe do some damage. Trying to go for a root. Missing Diabolicals, but does catch the rest of that team 1. Not trying to go for catching that team though. I think it's gonna be Dia trying to see if he could go for a slow. Rathix, it's weird that you can still get slowed. You can't get CC'd while Shroud is up, but you can definitely get slowed by the Succubus and the curse of exhaustion. So I think it's going to be Dia hanging back. Succubus should be able to make a play right now. Dia with a bit of a reflect with a Mortal Call right after. Does Rathix got him in a pretty good spot in the corner, just get a Mortal Call in a perfect position with portals back up and available. Rathix with a wall, got himself a little bit of that Renewing Blaze. It should be able to recover. Fire, it's going to be a Soul Fire from around the corner by Dia with the stun right after. Chaos Bolt to follow, goes in for a gateway. For Rathix at the very least, he got himself a bit of a breather. Dampening not super high. He does have an Inferno just constantly burning him. Not the worst, but it is going to give Diabolicals plenty of resources. Got himself a little bit of a defensive with the Dark Pack. Rathix trying to see if he can just fight through it. Knock up on a Dia, trying to go for a bit of a heal of his own. Unless he's got anything, yeah, that Incinerator is just going to take you down. Not much you can really do with how much damage a Destro Warlock got cooked up. With Hetaya up next as a Marksmanship Hunter. Got himself a pretty good distance. Dia does have a port towards back behind the grates. So as long as you're careful with it, like you should be able to get plenty of mobility to dodge out a lot of the Hunter's damage. Hunter trinketing out of the Succubus CC with a rapid fire around the corner. It does get quite a bit of damage though. One little rapid fire, if you can get more of those, that'll be huge. Dia looking to just back up out of there. Hetaya, I don't know if you have mobility to catch up to the guy, but at least you do have the Succubus that I guess you could try to see if you could blast through it. Unless you got mobility. Unless you're just looking for a reset. Are you still dotted? Something's still hurting you. Is it the eyeball? Somebody's definitely still doing damage to you. Portals are open. Does catch a quick rapid fire. Gonna be explosive on a Dia. Dia actually takes huge hits out of those 100 hits. And that's gonna be the portal bouncing away out of the turtle shell. Dia, I don't know if he's got mobility or not. Succubus should be able to go for a Succubus CC soon. Succubus CC right as soon as the scatter shot comes out. Soulfire getting set up for Dia. Got himself a pretty big B-ball flying in. Shadow Fury to follow. Does he have any damage to follow up? Mortical letting him set up, but that's gonna be silenced with a Chimeric Poison. Perfectly lined up. That's gonna be a big volley into another death shotgun. Big rapid fire. Dia going for a big heal. That's going to be Hetaya just trying to see if he can fight through it, but Dia with a shield still taking huge hits. That big heal before dampening gets super high gives him just enough health to work with. And Kazdan gonna be up next. Daya looking to find a way out of this situation. Gonna be full Dark Ascension for Kazdan. We're charging in, trying to see if he can maybe get Daya. Maybe we're trying to hope that Diabolical was gonna run in the opposite direction, but he does end up going for a barrage of just void around the corner. I don't hate it. If you got enough mobility and you can just kind of run by and do this drive-by with this mortars of void, that would look pretty cool. He's kind of stuck around the pillar though with the succubus constantly slowing him down. Daya at least has a way to back up out of it for just a second, drain life onto the root for Kazdan. It's going to be a little bit difficult to catch up to Daya. I think at this point you might as well just pound some damage to the succubus. I don't think it's the worst. Reflect up for Daya. It's going to be a Mortar Coil, setting up a Chaos Bolt. Kazdan taking a bit of damage. Does go for the stun, but the succubus, as he catches it, it's going to go for the trinket. Mind Games to follow. Should be able to get a setup on the Daya. Fear right after. Does get Fear. Daya just going to see if he can fight through the Mind Games. Fear onto Daya as well as the pet. Does it a breaking the Fell Bonds of Fell. Does also have himself full Void Torrent. Cannot get interrupted. Full wall for Daya. Dropping in an Infernal with Kazdan. Going in for a bit of a self-heal right now with the Disperse. Got himself Despair on top of it. If only had a fear for all these pets right now. Daya back it up out of there. But Kazdan is plenty healthy. The Diabolical is trying to see if he can establish control. Even the Infernal backing away to make sure the succubus CC doesn't break. I'm surprised that thing even walked away from you. Second bolt right after Kazdan. Not feeling good after this and trying to go for a heal. But the fiery damage together with the constant output of the Infernal does make it a little bit harder for him to get a setup. Monfel charging him around the corner. Daya with a Mortar Coil. At this point, Daya doesn't really have much to his name besides a trinket and mobility. Succubus still trusty, still in play versus Monfel. Should at least be able to slow him down in between of your Curse of Exhaustions. But it's gonna be, oh, was that a, no, I was gonna say, was that like a root? It looked like he went for a hunt and then completing the cast, but then I was looking for a cooldown. Like, did it actually go off or what? Son of Daya does go for the human racial. There goes the port. His last out for a good bit. Doesn't have any defenses unless maybe Succubus can help him. Does fear the Succubus though around the corner. Trying to go for a big fiery damage. Fear to follow. Doesn't have any way to stop it. Into eventual trade for Monfel. Got himself plenty of immunity. Got himself big souls coming back in, but he just needs to pick him up. Mortar Coil locking him out though. No. Oh, Daya. Wait, what is that tabard? It looks so good. Is that the season 3? Or is that season 2? Is that the season 2 tabard? It looks so good. Daya with the soul. What is it? God, what did you soul bolt, right? Wait, hold on. Why am I drawing a blank? You just used the ability and I just literally forgot it. Hold on. Tell me you're a Destro Warlock. What is that thing called? No, you're an Affliction. Chat, help me. Help. I don't see any Warlocks use it ever. What is the ability I'm thinking of? Disturbed. Are you Destro? Did I just look at you? Yeah, I just looked at you. No, both of you guys are both of you Affliction? Soulfire, that's the one. Soulfire. There's actually a part in the Wowhead article that talked about Soulfire and how it's just like